Society brainwashes us to become weaker and slave-minded. This video is very controversial, so click away if you can't handle my beliefs. Today we will be talking about the school systems and the news media in the United States where I live. The critique that the school system can brainwash students often focuses on how educational structures and practices might shape students' identities and life choices in ways that may not align with their authentic selves or values. Here are some specific ways this can happen. 1. Identity suppression. Schools often emphasize conformity and adherence to standardized norms, which can suppress individual identity and self-exploration. Students are frequently taught to prioritize external validation, like grades and test scores, over self-discovery and personal growth. 2. Curriculum limitations. The curriculum can be narrow and standardized, often emphasizing certain subjects like math, science, and language arts, while neglecting others like the arts, physical education, and vocational training. This can lead to a limited understanding of potential career paths and personal interests. Lack of emotional and social education. Schools often focus more on academic achievement than on teaching emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and social skills. This can leave students ill-prepared to understand themselves and navigate personal and professional relationships effectively. College as the default path. The education system frequently promotes college as the primary route to success, often without adequately addressing alternative paths such as vocational training, entrepreneurship, or creative careers. This can lead students to pursue degrees that do not align with their true interests or values. Career mismatch. The pressure to choose a career path early and the lack of comprehensive career counseling can result in students committing to fields that they later find unfulfilling. Schools may emphasize high-paying or prestigious careers without considering individual values, passions, and lifestyle preferences. Misleading expectations. Schools can sometimes create unrealistic expectations about the job market and the value of a college degree. Students may graduate with significant debt and find that their degree does not guarantee a well-paying or satisfying job. Hidden curriculum. Beyond academic content, schools convey implicit messages about societal values, success, and normalcy. This hidden curriculum can perpetuate social inequalities and reinforce conventional success metrics that may not resonate with all students. Standardized testing and conformity. The emphasis on standardized testing can encourage a one-size-fits-all approach to education. This can stifle creativity and critical thinking, leading students to prioritize rote learning and conformity over independent thought and self-expression. To address these issues, some educational reforms suggest holistic education incorporating emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and social skills into the curriculum. Diverse pathways, promoting various post-secondary options including vocational training, apprenticeships, and entrepreneurship. Personalized learning, adapting teaching methods to cater to individual learning styles, interests, and strengths. Comprehensive career counseling, providing students with thorough guidance on career options that align with their values and passions. And finally, encouraging critical thinking, fostering an environment where questioning, creativity, and independent thought are valued and encouraged. Section 2. How the news media brainwashes us. How the news brainwashes us. 1. Selective reporting and bias. News organizations may prioritize certain stories, perspectives, or angles based on political, corporate, or ideological biases. This selective reporting can skew public perception by highlighting particular issues while ignoring others. Repetition and framing. Repeating specific messages and framing issues in a particular way can influence how people think about those issues. For example, consistently framing economic news in terms of stock market performance may lead people to equate economic health solely with the stock market. Sensationalism and fear. News outlets often focus on sensational or fear-inducing stories to attract viewers and readers. This can create a distorted sense of reality, making rare events seem common and fostering anxiety or pessimism. Echo chambers. Media consumption habits can create echo chambers where individuals are exposed primarily to information that reinforces their existing beliefs. This can limit exposure to diverse viewpoints and contribute to polarization. Agenda setting. By choosing which stories to cover and how prominently to feature them, news organizations can shape the public agenda. Issues that receive extensive coverage are perceived as more important, regardless of their actual significance. Corporate and political influence. Ownership and funding of news outlets by large corporations or political entities can lead to conflicts of interest, affecting the objectivity and integrity of reporting. This can result in news that serves specific agendas rather than the public interest. Lack of context. News stories often provide fragmented information without sufficient context, leading to misunderstandings or misinterpretations. Complex issues can be oversimplified, and important background information can be omitted. Emotional manipulation. News stories often use emotional appeals to engage the audience. While this can make news more compelling, it can also manipulate viewers' emotions and cloud their judgment. False equivalence. Presenting opposing viewpoints as equally valid, even when one side lacks evidence or credibility, can mislead audiences into believing there is more controversy or balance than actually exists. To mitigate these influences, it is important for consumers to diversify sources. Seek out news from a variety of sources with different perspectives to get a more balanced understanding of issues. Fact check. Use fact-checking websites and tools to verify the accuracy of information. Critical thinking. Approach news critically, questioning the sources, motives, and potential biases behind the information. Seek context. Look for in-depth analysis and background information to understand the full context of news stories. Engage with long-form journalism. Read longer articles, investigative reports, and books that provide more comprehensive coverage of complex issues.